In the heart of Manhattan, nestled within the historic Grand Central Station, lies a workshop where time is brought back from the brink. Grand Central Watch, renowned for its precision and mastery, houses one of the world's most skilled artisans, Wilson Masache, a watchmaker with 38 years of experience. Here, watches once thought irreparable are given new life. Today, Wilson faces a formidable challenge, a Rolex Explorer II. Scarred by an apartment fire, its hands are frozen, its movement seized, and its bracelet caked with soot. There is simply no way the watch could have been functioning in such a state. Against the odds, Wilson begins the painstaking process of bringing this watch back to life. Rolex crafts unique keys for each of its models, ensuring that only the correct implement can gently persuade the case to open. The fire has melted part of the case back slightly, introducing friction and making the removal more challenging. He retrieves a specialized tool, a case opener designed precisely for this brand. With the utmost care and steady hands, Wilson overcomes this resistance and frees the case back. Wilson's surprise is palpable. The movement inside is not as severely damaged as one might have feared. The protective backing shielded some of the internal workings. Still, the rotor is almost immobile, and some of the tiny jewels, critical to reducing friction, have melted together with old grease and dirt. The dial was badly damaged, the hands fused, and he assumes that the cannon pinion, the hour wheel, and other key components are compromised beyond repair. Nonetheless, he decides to try removing the stem and crown first to free the movement from the watch case. These components must come out in a particular sequence. With the crown successfully removed, he proceeds to detach the movement from the case by moving the casing clamps. Soon, the movement rests safely on his bench, and the case is set aside. The real challenge begins now. He attempts to reinsert the stem and crown to test for movement. They remain impossible to turn. It is rusted, thoroughly stuck, making even the slightest adjustment futile. Undeterred, Wilson moves forward with the next step, removing the hands. To avoid inflicting further damage on the already compromised dial, he uses a protective plastic sheet and a specialized tool known as a Presto. This Presto tool is special indeed. Wilson acquired it in Switzerland some 25 years ago. Its polished ends ensure there will be no scratches on the dial or hands. Today, these hands and dial are already in a dire state. He must proceed with utmost care. Now he is about to take the dial out, eager yet anxious to discover what lies beneath. As it lifts away, the full horror is revealed. Everything is toast. The calendar components, the calendar plate, the hour wheel, the cannon pinion, the screws, and the entire mechanism beneath the dial are all severely rusted. In this condition, a complete restoration will demand at least 10 hours of focused work. He sets the dial and hands aside. They will both be replaced with fresh ones sourced directly from Rolex. Next, Wilson turns his attention to preparing the case for cleaning and refinishing. There are tools designed specifically for this, made by Prox, shaped like blades and highly polished, allowing him to separate the metal case and the bezel without introducing new damage. Rolex has designed their watches and tools so precisely that even delicate procedures such as bezel removal can be accomplished without injury to the watch's surface. He takes the tray holding the disassembled case to be refinished, with the intention of restoring it to a mint condition. The refinishing process will be seen later, but for now, he must shift his focus back to the movement. He begins to consider his strategy for disassembling the rusted components. Every screw is seized by corrosion. every part locked in place. He must decide where to start and whether to use solutions to free the screws. The situation is difficult, but he presses on. He manages to remove the calendar plate after much careful effort. Now, with the plate off, he can begin to dismantle the wheels and gears beneath it. This particular Rolex Explorer II is equipped with a caliber 3185 movement, comprised of approximately 200 components. He notes that rust has invaded the plate, the jumpers, the screws, and the hour and minute components, as well as the cannon pinion. Nearly the entire mechanism on the dial side is affected. To free the cannon pinion, he applies a small amount of solution, hoping it will help release this critical part from its rusty prison. He plans to remove the jumper and the screws to free the calendar disc, but the rust complicates matters. There is corrosion between the steel plate and the disc, so each step must be done deliberately and gently. First introduced in 1971, the Explorer II was designed to help adventurers distinguish between day and night in extreme conditions, such as deep caves or the polar regions. Its standout feature, a 24-hour display, ensures the wearer can tell time even in the absence of natural light. After careful maneuvering, he succeeds in removing the calendar disc and the stainless steel plate. These parts now require a bath to remove rust. Once they are cleaned, he can flip them over and continue his work from the opposite side of the movement. He places the plate into a solvent and brushes it lightly to loosen the rust. He will use a variety of brushes, some made of fiber, others of brass. And even a special pencil to remove the dirt without harming the original shape of the metal. If the plate cannot be saved, he will send it back to Rolex to be exchanged for a new part. Before he commits everything to the cleaning process, he must still address the rotor, which he finds to be irreparably damaged. He decides to replace it with a new one. He wants every adjustment and part replacement done before cleaning, so that when the pieces return from the ultrasonic bath, they will be ready for final assembly. He removes 2 screws to free the automatic device. Beneath it, he will find the reversal wheels and the pinion of the axle. Their condition will guide him in what must be replaced. The caliber is robust, allowing for relatively easier lubrication and a straightforward comprehension of its mechanical interplay. Rolex's good design stands out here. Wilson carefully removes parts beneath the automatic device, including the crown wheel connected to the sliding pinion. Every turn of the crown engages this mechanism, winding the watch and building power in the mainspring. He uses a Rolex movement holder, another specialized tool designed to grip the plate without slipping. The stability provided by this tool is crucial for tightening screws and aligning components precisely. The barrel holds the mainspring, a coiled strip of metal that stores and releases energy to drive the watch. Its condition is paramount. He proceeds to remove the barrel bridge. Secured by 2 screws, it covers the barrel, the drum containing the mainspring, the primary power source of the watch. Once the barrel bridge is lifted, the mainspring can be inspected. For optimal timekeeping, a fresh mainspring is advisable, so he will likely replace it to ensure the watch's longevity and accuracy. He notes that the mainspring's shape appears correct, but strength and surface quality must be verified. Mainsprings lose vigor after years of winding and unwinding. The movement features multiple bridges: the rotor bridge, the automatic bridge, the barrel bridge, and soon he will address the train wheel bridge. Each bridge is fitted with jewels and supports the gears crucial for transmitting power. The train wheel bridge, for instance, holds the sweep second wheel, the second wheel, the fourth wheel, and the escape wheel. He gently removes these wheels. They're delicate, with extremely thin pivots that can bend or snap easily. He lifts them straight and with utmost care. Should any pivot bend, the wheel must be replaced, since they are hardened parts and cannot simply be bent back. With the train wheels removed, he turns his attention to the center wheel, which is secured by 2 screws and a small bridge. The escape wheel, the heart of the regulating system, along with the pallet and balance wheel, must also be extracted. This is the component that interacts with the pallet forks to produce the ticking sound, the steady heartbeat of the watch. Next, he removes the center posts and continues dismantling the dial side. The setting mechanism, consisting of the crown, stem, sliding pinion, winding pinion, setting wheels, and minute wheel, must be taken apart. In this particular watch, even these wheels are rusted, so they too will require replacement or careful restoration. With the setting mechanism exposed, he notes the residue of rust. All these parts must be cleaned, polished, or replaced. The main plate, the foundation of the movement, is now accessible from both sides. This plate holds everything together. On one side, the calendar and associated components. On the other, the core train, mainspring, and winding mechanisms. He now removes the balance bridge, along with the balance wheel assembly. The balance wheel carries the hairspring. This particular watch features a Breguet overcoil hairspring, a refinement created by Abraham Louis Breguet to improve timekeeping in vertical positions. He inspects it closely for rust and finds it acceptable. He then reassembles it temporarily so it will be safe and secure for the cleaning process. At last, the watch is completely disassembled. It is ready for cleaning. He gathers the parts destined for cleaning into a small basket, each type of component sorted into compartments. This basket will be sealed into a larger basket that fits neatly into the ultrasonic cleaner. Later, the cleaner's solution and ultrasonic waves will dislodge any remaining rust and grime. Wilson places the reusable parts into baskets and prepares them for the ultrasonic machine. This specialized machine, identified as a CS900, is used in major factories worldwide. The entire process will take about 25 minutes. While the movement parts undergo ultrasonic cleansing, he turns to the case. The polishing process begins by soaking the case in a special solution to remove smoke and dirt. After this bath, he will use different polishing wheels and compounds. First, a flat wheel to smooth rough scrapes, followed by wheels of varying textures and polishing compounds to achieve that signature Rolex finish. Parts that require a satin finish will receive attention from a special satin wheel. The watchmaker's mastery of these tools ensures each finish is executed flawlessly. Now, with the parts cleaned and the case ready, the time has come to rebuild the watch. He begins by lubricating the shock-absorbing jewels of the balance bridge to ensure the hairspring remains flat and the overcoil is positioned correctly. These cap jewels and hole jewels are engineered to absorb shocks, protecting the delicate pivots of the balance wheel. Rolex uses only the highest quality materials for these jewels. He removes the jewels, lubricates them, and then reinstalls them. Proper lubrication is paramount. A watchmaker must use the correct oil in the correct spot and in the correct amount. Too little oil leads to friction and stoppage. Too much oil leads to spread and contamination. Each jewel, each gear pivot receives just the right amount. Once the balance jewels are set, he checks the hairspring's geometry, flat and round, and ensures everything is in mint condition before proceeding. In another basket, Wilson has separated various components: automatic devices, bridges, screws, wheels, so each part is readily available for assembly. All parts are genuine Rolex replacements. His workshop maintains an official account with Rolex, granting access to authentic parts, tools, and training. Rolex regularly inspects its authorized watchmakers' facilities to uphold their high standards. One recent innovation is that when ordering a new mainspring, Rolex now provides a complete barrel assembly. This convenience allows a straightforward installation of the fresh barrel directly into the movement. He fits the train wheels next. The sweep second wheel, with its long post, is carefully placed. The barrel is now pristine and strong, ready to deliver power through the wheel train. Different oils are chosen based on viscosity, with lighter oils reserved for the escapement. Grease is used where steel meets steel, such as in the winding and setting mechanisms. With the train wheel bridge installed, he fits the barrel bridge. And then the ratchet wheel, which engages directly with the barrel. When the crown is wound, the ratchet wheel turns the barrel, which transmits power through the wheels and eventually to the escapement. He installs pins and wheels for the movement side. These connect to the sliding and winding pinions, enabling the crown to function properly. Careful oiling here prevents excess friction. Over-oiling would cause an unsightly mess and potentially affect the movement's performance. He reinstalls the pallet and the pallet bridge, and then moves on to the hairspring bridge. At last, the watch begins to tick once more. He gives it a slight wind and sees that it runs, even though minimal tension is applied. This is an encouraging sign. He continues lubricating the stones and jewels, then turns the movement over to work on the setting mechanism. Wilson wears finger cots, thin, protective coverings on the fingers that come into contact with the watch parts, ensuring no oils or contaminants from his skin transfer to the movement. One hand remains bare for better grip, but that hand never touches the parts directly. He reinstalls the sliding pinion, the winding pinion, and the bridge that holds them in place, applying just enough grease to allow smooth operation. He tests the mechanism, pulling the stem in and out to ensure everything engages correctly. A small spring works with the yoke to move the sliding pinion back and forth. This yoke and spring arrangement allows the crown's different positions to set the time or the date. Lubrication is carefully applied so that these parts glide effortlessly and do not bind. He double-checks each step, oiling where steel meets steel and ensuring correct tension in every spring. A thicker lubrication suits these setting mechanisms, as it will remain effective for a long time, ensuring the crown's actions feel crisp and precise. With the setting mechanism complete, he turns to the automatic device. He has reversal wheels and other components to reinstate. He uses specialized tools again, placing them carefully and lubricating as needed. The reversal wheels allow the rotor to wind the watch's mainspring, whether it swings clockwise or counterclockwise. He now returns to the dial side. He has a brand new jumper and a newly restored calendar plate. The plate, once heavily rusted, now looks as though it were fresh from the factory. He installs a brand new date disc as well, since the old one could not be salvaged. He mounts the calendar mechanism, ensuring that as the hour hand advances, the calendar will jump precisely at midnight.
Right.
Once certain the calendar is functioning properly, he tests the movement on a timing machine. The watch currently runs at plus 25 seconds per day, with an amplitude, the balance wheel's swing, of 278 degrees and 0 beat error. These numbers are not yet perfect. He wants better accuracy. The ideal amplitude hovers around 300 degrees or slightly more, ensuring a robust and steady oscillation. He desires finer regulation of the timing. He must adjust the watch's timing screws. Using a Rolex microstellar key, he stops the balance and carefully turns the tiny weights on the balance wheel. Each movement of a screw affects the rate, making the watch run faster or slower. He calculates how many lines or increments to move, striving for that perfect balance that will bring the watch closer to optimal timekeeping. Once satisfied with the adjustment, he prepares to install the dial. He selects a brand new dial from Rolex, appropriate for the watch's era. After placing the dial, he secures it and ensures it is perfectly clean. Next come the hands. He chooses fresh Mercedes hands, named for the iconic shape of the hour hand. He uses brass tweezers to handle them delicately, avoiding scratches. He aligns the hands so that the calendar changes right at midnight. In this watch, he must install the 24-hour hand after the hour hand, ensuring both are correctly indexed. He checks alignment at 6 o'clock and various other references to confirm accuracy. He then installs the minute hand and tests the 24-hour function, ensuring it rotates correctly. Finally, he places the sweep second hand onto the long post of the sweep second wheel. He double-checks all functions: time setting, calendar jumping, and hand alignment. Satisfied, he returns his focus to the case. Now he installs a new case tube and applies Loctite, a special adhesive that sets when deprived of air, helping to seal the watch against water ingress. He lubricates the gaskets and ensures a tight seal. The case tube is critical for water resistance, as is the new crown he will mount. By assembling the crystal and bezel, he traps the crystal securely in place, ensuring water resistance and restoring the watch's original appearance. Now he resumes regulating the watch's timing. He stops the balance and uses the microstellar key again, making microscopic adjustments to the balance screws. With his remarkable skill, he achieves the desired reading in one attempt. He leaves the watch running slightly fast rather than slow, as most owners prefer to gain a few seconds rather than lose them. Reflecting on the watch's original fire-ravaged condition, he takes pride in how far it has come. It now runs perfectly, as if the catastrophe had never occurred. He will apply Loctite to all screws to ensure they remain secure over time. Wilson is elated. This restoration required all the skill and patience he has honed over decades. Few watchmakers could have succeeded, but Wilson is among them. He installs brand new spring bars to secure the bracelet to the case. He checks the clasp on the bracelet and finds it tight. At last, this Rolex Explorer II is ready to wear, ready to display, ready to show the world that it has been resurrected. It has returned from char and ruin to a state of mechanical perfection. This Rolex Explorer II, once a lifeless, charred shell, now ticks with vitality. Time itself has been given a second chance.